first of all just give us a squad update after Wednesday night?
Yeah, we got Matty off at the right time after not been training too much. He was a real bonus for us to get involved. So he's fully fit and ready to go. And Marley came off just with a wee bit of tightness, but nothing to be overly concerned about. I think the biggest concern is just making sure we manage the boys' minutes. It's been this was our third game. So we've played 3 games in a tight space of time. This is now our 4th. But thankfully Marley's fine, trained this morning. So the only 2 players missing, because we've got Liam Donnelly back for this one, as we said, through the week, and Fraser Murray. So the only 2 players missing are Kyle McInnes and his Cameron.
4 points clear now and 4th place in the table. How high is the belief in the squad at the minute?
Yeah, I think we're in a good place in terms of, we've worked hard to try and gain a wee bit of consistency with results. I think it's clear that everybody's said it, every manager says it, how tight the league is this year, and there's fine margins, and any time you can get that level of consistency from results, it can take you away. The flip side of that is, if you go on a run without winning a game, it can take you towards the bottom of the table. So it's all very tight, but I think we're enjoying harnessing points at the minute. I'm enjoying a lot of the performances. I think we've been a very difficult opponent for each and every team we've played recently, and not conceding too many and carrying a threat, which is obviously a good sign. And delighted with the mentality of the players, their work rate, their spirit, everything that goes into winning a game of football. So we've had some big performances individually of late. I think a lot of the emphasis and focus has been on the defensive-minded players, but I think as a team, even the more creative ones like Matty and Danny and these boys, and from our front 2, the defending starts for all these guys as well. So I think as a team, as a collective, we're really pleased with what the players are giving us. And ultimately now it's just to try to finish off the year with a strong performance and hopefully winning tomorrow.
And obviously the talk already about Europe's already started, about being in 4th place. Is it key just not to get too carried away just yet? Yeah,
I think that it is important that we just kind of have a fight with ourselves just now rather than a fight for anything else. The points we've got now, sitting at 30 points. Traditionally you need to be somewhere between 44 and 47 points to get into the top 6. So we're kind of on track for that, but we're just working towards that, and that's the first port of call. If we can just keep chipping away, getting points, if we can get to into a top 6, then I think that's the time to maybe where you reassess what you're trying to do. So and normally when you're in the top 6, you're no far away from competing for Europe, but I think it's very important that we, supporters and that, can talk about that and think about that and dream about that. For us, it's just about trying to concentrate what I think is winning a game tomorrow against a tough team. So there's no doubt that we don't look too far ahead of ourselves, but there's nothing wrong with working towards something.
How much of a different challenge is Dundee compared to St Mirren?
Do you know what? There's actually a wee bit of similarities. There's similar system. St Mirren played with front 2 the other night. Dundee traditionally went with front 2, back 5, 3 in midfield. Quite an experienced team. I know they've got a couple of younger ones. Tony was, normally when you get into a new job, because it's broken or something wrong, but he had the luxury of getting into a team who won a promotion. So you get the feel-good factor of that, but also inherited some good younger ones, particularly McInnes and Cameron and Mulligan, these boys. And I think Tony's recruited really well, and I think he's added a lot of experience and know-how to guys who've been around the block in the Premier League. So there's a familiarity about their system and a familiarity about the setup. I don't think there'll be too many surprises he'll be thinking from us, and I don't think there'll be too many surprises from them. So not too dissimilar to St Mirren, to be honest.
Just finally then, have you been quite unsurprised then at how well Tony's been doing?
Yeah, I think he's a good player. I think, I speak to him regular enough, and he's been delighted with the amount of backing he's had for the board. And I think any manager just looks for that level of support when they get into a job, particularly when it's his first job, and I think that he's obviously clearly enjoying the role. But I think any manager's job can be more difficult or a bit easier if you've got that good connection and support from the board, and I think he's been delighted with what he's had.